Hi guys, it's me Quinn, and as always, if you appreciate my content, consider hitting the like button. It's the only way the YouTube algorithm really notices me. Now, you might know me for my calm sci-fi lore breakdowns, but this video might get a little bit crazy because Dune Part 2 has just been announced. We got Dune Part 2 in the house. Now, as you guys know, it's been kind of uncertain. Like Denis Villeneuve was saying things like, the studio is pretty engaged with this. The studio is really interested in the sequel. They just want to see how it does on HBO Max, and the box office performance won't matter as much. People were saying things like, oh, the movie needs to make like 500 million, otherwise they won't even consider doing the sequel. Well, Legendary is doing the sequel. Point blank period. Dune Part 1, Dune Part 2. I am so happy. The beginning of a Dune franchise. This is it, the first solidified evidence. Can you imagine if we had only gotten part 1 of this movie? Can you imagine the tragedy? It would have been the greatest tragedy in cinema history to only get Dune Part 1 and never get Dune Part 2. But I feel like my freaking dreams have come true. And I can only hope that after he makes Part 2, Denis Villeneuve does continue into the second book, Dune Messiah, because he did express some interest in that, and that would be a really interesting book to adapt because it has some, real tragedy in it. And I would love to see Denis Villeneuve put his magic on that the way he's put his magic on Dune Part 1. Now, it has been so amazing to see the reception for Dune Part 1. I feel like I've been hyping this movie for years now. I absolutely knew it was going to be good from the moment that I saw Denis Villeneuve's name attached to it so intimately, and from the moment that I saw how passionate he was about the project. I just feel at this point that after waiting so long for this movie to come out and just like hoping and praying that it's a success, that everyone loves it, that Denis Villeneuve does what he said he's going to do and stay close to the book and knocks it out of the park, and he's done all of those things and more. Dune fans right now are the luckiest sci-fi fans in the world because we have one of the greatest directors in the world and possibly one of the greatest science fiction directors of all time closely attached to the adaptation of the book series that we love. It's been kind of distressing these last couple years with the Dune movie up in the air and not coming out yet. People saying things like, this movie's gonna flop, they're never gonna make the sequel. People just like really wanting this film to fail. So to come out on the other side and not only have the movie to be a commercial and critical success, but have Part 2 be already announced just feels so validating and vindicating. Because people have said things to me like, oh, Quinn, you're like a Dune cult leader. Why are you pushing this movie when you know it can't work and you know it's gonna fail? And I'm like, I really think it can work. I think if anybody is gonna do Dune, it's Denis Villeneuve. If anybody can do this right, it's this team. It's just so great because I feel like Dune, the book, has so many lessons, has so much wisdom and philosophy. Frank Herbert had a message that he was trying to put forth. He had things that he was trying to say about human nature and economics and ecology and the world and the long view of history. And the more people that get turned on to these types of great science fiction books, the better, because true art says something about the human experience and the human condition, and Dune is an entirely human story. It is a story that's so needed for the current age that we live in now because it teaches us not to trust charismatic leaders. It teaches us to question the actions of the powerful. I am extremely passionate about Dune because I really believe that it's an important book series, not only for the science fiction genre, but it's something that can help the human race evolve into a higher mental state. It's all about human beings taking what we are and pushing ourselves further and further and further. And I think that's such an important message for us right now, especially in a day and age where we lean heavily on technology. In a day and age where so much technology is used as a crutch. So I don't want to go on for too long, but check out my channel for Dune lore if you want more of it. Like and subscribe, guys. I am so excited. Dune 2 is gonna be insane, and I couldn't be more freaking happy. Peace out, guys.